Hey everyone, welcome back to Sir Gregor's Hearthstone Tournament. We got CrimsonAce versus Iskarott. We're going to go into Game 4 right now. I told them to start the match, so they should start momentarily. CrimsonAce actually managed to pull off a win in the last game with his mage deck, so it is now 2-1 for Iskarott, in favor of Iskarott. So they should start up any second now. Yeah, it looks like they're going to start. Let's spectate from Iskarott's point of view this time, even though I can see both cards. And it looks like Iskarott's going to go with his warrior deck. And keep the Cruel Taskmaster, and maybe... Yeah, he decides to keep the weapon in his hand. CrimsonAce has a Boulderfist Ogre in his hand. And Trogzor. Kind of a slow hand for CrimsonAce. This warrior deck for Iskarott seems to be another one of those control warrior decks that you just hate facing on ladder, but are so effective. Very passive turn for Iskarott, just decides to armor up. It's the CrimsonAce now. Anyone else catch that a little bit of taunting that CrimsonAce did? He knows he's facing a control warrior, probably. Is he going to play the Apprentice here? Can't really coin out anything. So his choice is to either Fire Blast or play the Apprentice, which he does. It's a 3-2 that makes your spells cost 1 less. Iskarott picks up an Armor Smith. Everyone's spectating. Another passive turn for Iskarott. He just decides to shield block, gains 3 armor, and draws a card. And he's got a very strong hand here. A lot of options coming up for Iskarott. CrimsonAce just drops a Harvest Golem and attacks for 3 damage. Iskarott picks up a second Sludge Belcher and weapons up with Death's Bite. Decides to hit the Apprentice and passes the turn to CrimsonAce, who picks up his second Fireball. So he has both Fireballs in hand. And he's on 4 mana right now, so he could play a Fireball or perhaps coin into a Sludge Belcher or the Azure Drake. I think maybe playing the Azure Drake is better here. Get a little bit further into your deck, and you don't want to lose that Sludge Belcher too early. It could potentially save your life. So he's thinking here. He decides to play it very passive, doesn't even use the coin, he just decides to Fire Blast and hit. Iskarott's turn, he picks up his second Death's Bite. Clears the Harvest Golem, and he plays a Sludge Belcher. CrimsonAce picks up Loatheb. So he's going to use coin here, and he's going to play the Ogre, which is probably going to surprise Iskarott. You don't see this card very often. It's not the greatest card for 6 mana, but it's still a little bit of a threat. Look at this, Iskarott picks up Alexstrasza. He armors up, plays an Armor Smith, and hits CrimsonAce for 3 damage. It's the CrimsonAce's turn, he picks up a Water Elemental. He has 6 mana to play around with. Let's see what he does here. It's kind of an awkward turn. I mean, he's not playing according to curve. Could play a water elemental and ping. What does he decide to ping? He decides to ping the sludge. The slime, rather. That only gives Iskarott more armor. Iskarott picks up a shield slam. It's his turn. He's got a lot of options. I could possibly play Dr. Boom. It's a 7/7 legendary for 7 mana. When you summon him, he summons 2 1/1 Boombots, which can explode. Instead, he decides to use a second Death's Bite, and he's going to shield slam the water elemental. 6 damage shield slam. Hits the ogre with Death's Bite and just deals 2 damage to CrimsonAce. CrimsonAce picks up a Thalnos Blood Mage. Fire blasts the slime to get rid of it and plays a Sludge Belcher of his own. Iskarott's turn. Picks up a Big Game Hunter. Iskarott manages to wipe out the Sludge Belcher and gain more armor from the Armorsmith. And now he's going to play Dr. Boom. Summons those 2 1/1 Boombots. CrimsonAce picks up an Owl. Is he going to play Trogzor here? Perhaps he's thinking of using Loatheb. Although Dr. Boom is pretty big right now, and he's just a very glaring threat. And Iskarott isn't going to die anytime soon. He's got still a lot of life, and that Armorsmith is going to keep him up for a while. Gets rid of 1 Boombot. Plays Thalnos, and he's going to Fireball Dr. Boom. He's thinking whether to use an Owl or to Fire Blast here. He's going to Fire Blast the Boombot. Gets more armor for Iskarott. And the Boombot explodes on Thalnos, allowing CrimsonAce to draw a card. It's Iskarott's turn. He picks up a Loatheb of his own. It's a 5 mana legendary for 5/5. Battlecry enemies spells cost 5 more next turn. Iskarott might just play Alexstrasza here, set CrimsonAce's life to 15. Instead, he plays a Sludge Belcher. Armors up and hits CrimsonAce for 1. CrimsonAce picks up an Unstable Portal. Perhaps his only salvation here, but what minion could he really get that could save his life here? Iskarott has so much life. He's basically at 30 life with that 6 armor and 24 health. CrimsonAce is a little lost here. He's not exactly sure what to do. It's going to use the Owl to silence the Sludge Belcher and uses a Loatheb, as well as plays the Unstable Portal. And what does he get from it? He gets a Kirin Tor Mage for 0 mana. Nothing special. Iskarott's turn. He picks up a Ragnaros. Look at all the legendaries. What you come to expect from Control Warrior. Just legendary after legendary. Iskarott's going to use a Taskmaster, buff up his Sledge Belcher. He's going to trade with the Lotheb, kill the Owl, and plays Ragnaros. It's going to deal 8 damage to CrimsonAce right now. CrimsonAce picks up a Flame Strike. It's going to Arcane Intellect. Draws 2 cards, a Flame Cannon and a Frost Elemental. It's going to Flame Cannon here. Gets rid of the Armor Smith, not that great. Plays the Kirin Tor Mage for 0 mana because it is from the Unstable Portal. And he plays an Azure Drake. Oh, look at that. There was some taunting from Iskarott. Iskarott plays Lotheb and Harrison Jones and attacks for 2 damage to CrimsonAce. Ragnaros fires off and gets rid of the Drake. CrimsonAce picks up Polymorph. Unfortunately for him, Lotheb is stopping him from casting any spells. He might be able to cast a Polymorph for 9 mana, but then he'll be taking far too much damage next turn. At this point, it looks like Iskarott will win the game. So he does use a 9 mana Polymorph on Ragnaros. Iskarott picks up a Fiery War Axe. And he's just going to go face here. Next turn, he'll be able to kill CrimsonAce with the War Axe. Although Iskarott, although CrimsonAce might be able to delay him with the Frost Elemental. CrimsonAce picks up Arcane Missiles. Yeah, but it doesn't look like he has much left. He's going to try to get something from Unstable Portal. Picks up Foe Reaper for 5 mana. I'd like to see him play that just to show Iskarott what he got. Yeah. And he just uses Arcane Missiles, and it looks like it's game. Now Iskarott's just going to finish him off. CrimsonAce using a little bit of taunting. Look at that, a Golden Sneed's Old Shredder for Iskarott. He's going to brawl. Just finishing CrimsonAce off. He's going to hit him with the axe. And that match is over. The match goes to Iskarott 3-1. And he will move on in the tournament bracket. So let's just put that in. Iskarott 3-1. There you go. Iskarott moves on into round 2. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.